Roman Abramovich's era of dominance at Chelsea has come to an end, with the UK government freezing his control and taking over. Chelsea Football Club as we've known it is no longer. But what impact will these sanctions have on Arsenal Football Club? Also, have Arsenal opened talks over a new contract for William Saliba? And what has Emi Martinez said today about Ramsdale? Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is Bowers14. Welcome back to your boys channel, and it has been a massive day for football, and particularly Chelsea Football Club. So smash a like if you enjoy the content, and also do subscribe to the channel if you are new, because we are closing into 80k. We've just hit 76k, so a massive shout out to you guys. But let's get straight into that Arsenal news, and starting off with the impact of Chelsea on Arsenal Football Club. This is a club that over the years has caused Arsenal fans quite a bit of pain, and their fan base is a pain in the arse most of the time. But most importantly, champions of Europe, they're a decent team on the pitch, third place within the Premier League. They're an issue for Arsenal Football Club, and one of the major reasons why they are an issue for Arsenal is their owner, Roman Abramovich. The guy has backed them, he is the sugar daddy, he has funded their operations, and he has made Chelsea what they are today. But sugar daddy owner no more, because the massive news today is the Chelsea owner Abramovich has been officially sanctioned. All UK assets have been frozen, and the sale of the club is on hold, with no merchandise or ticket sales will be allowed. What they can do is continue to play matches, receive broadcast money, allow season ticket holders to attend games, but they can't buy new players, agree new contracts, sell new tickets for games, sell club shop merchandise, or sell the club unless Abramovich allows the UK government to take control of the process and he receives no proceeds from the sale. Essentially speaking, the UK government have taken over Chelsea Football Club, and as it stands, unless Roman gives them full control, he will not receive a single penny once Chelsea Football Club is sold. But the fact they can't sell any tickets or buy or sell any players, that's massive as it is. But even in terms of sponsorships, their main shirt sponsor M3 have asked Chelsea to remove their branding from their shirts immediately, having now suspended their sponsorship. So not only have they already been heavily sanctioned, they are now losing their main sponsorships. They are losing out on massive money. The owner is in massive trouble. And this could get even worse, because as pointed out here, Chelsea could end up in administration for this after the review in May. If that was to be the case, they will receive a 9-point deduction, which could impact Arsenal's top 4 chances significantly. Essentially speaking, Chelsea owe £1.5 billion. That has now been frozen, and Roman Abramovich can't even write it off, even if he wants to. So if no one buys the club without hanging over it, the club could indeed go into administration. All the riches and powers in the world, all of their fans being so confident and so arrogant, just like that, karma has come, hit them from the back and said, listen my friend, you owe us £1.5 billion and potentially you might be going into administration. And even according to Sammy Mockbell of the Daily Mail, Chelsea may not even finish this season, as the club's chiefs propose amendments to the license issued to allow them to operate. Not only are they going to have a half reduced capacity at Stamford Bridge, but even going into away games, Chelsea as a club are only allowed to spend £20,000 for all the cost of the away trips. Now think about the amount of coaching staff, the playing staff, the squad. With the amount these players have to travel, they're used to travelling in private jets and all that type of stuff. These men have gone from first class to basic economy. But of course today Chelsea had a game against Norwich in the Premier League, which they won 3-1. And how that leaves the table is they still sit third place, a place above Arsenal on 56 points, 8 points clear of Arsenal, but Arsenal do have 2 games in hand. I still have a feeling that Chelsea are going to get sold and someone is going to buy them. But with that £1.5 billion loan that Chelsea have on top of that, who's going to accept that? Which investors, which owners want to spend that sort of money? These new owners they might get will be investors that want to make as much money as possible and make Chelsea the football club into Chelsea the business. Essentially speaking, the Chelsea that we as Arsenal fans have seen over the last 10-20 years, forget about it, that is finished, that is finito. On the day of their official birthday, Roman Abramovich's Chelsea Football Club is officially finished. And what that means for Arsenal is now a massive opportunity, but there's going to be now a lot of issues over wages and how a Chelsea player is going to react. The new contract scenarios, they can't extend contracts, they can't sell players, they can't even buy players. Are they going to face a 9-point deduction? Are they going to go into administration? And the fact that Arsenal do have 2 games in hand, let's just say potentially if Arsenal were to win those games, Arsenal would only be 2 points behind Chelsea with the same games played. But forget about this year, going into the future, Chelsea have been a thorn in Arsenal for so long. They have taken control of London and are the champions of Europe. They call themselves the biggest club in London. But with all that's happened today, most likely they won't ever be the force they used to be. So for an Arsenal team that has overall ambitions of winning a Premier League title, if Roman Abramovich's superpower of money is taken away from Chelsea, then for For Arsenal Football Club, for the Kroenkes, for Mikel Arteta, for everyone at Arsenal Football Club, this is an opportunity that we must be taking. But do let me know your own thoughts down below in the comments on the potential demise of Chelsea Football Club, the potential of a 9-point deduction. If that was to happen, can Arsenal potentially get third place? Do you guys potentially think that Chelsea might just be finished? Okay, moving on, let's discuss William Saliba. Let's bring it fully back onto Arsenal Football Club. Let's take a flight all the way to Marseille in France, and let's talk about our lonely French centre-back, our young Mbappe centre-backs. We are talking William Saliba. With him currently on loan, once his loan expires at the end of the year and he comes back to Arsenal Football Club, he's only going to have 2 years left on his Arsenal contract. So that has posed the question to us Arsenal fans of are Arsenal now looking to extend on the Mbappe centre-backs? Well, according to Chris Whitley, Arsenal will review William Saliba's situation at the end of the season, with preliminary talks over a new contract expected to take place, Football London understands. So Arsenal are set to open talks with Saliba over a brand new contract, and that for myself is things I absolutely want to hear, because this is a centre-back that has showed so much potential and has everything, in my opinion, to be one of the best centre-backs in the world. A modern-day ball-dominant passing centre-back that has extremely good recovery pace, and despite of his young age, he is already one of the hardest defenders to beat 1v1 in the entirety of the world. But for me, what I like the most about Saliba is his overall mentality. This guy is a winner. This guy is self-critical, and that is actually very important. I mean, as he said a few days ago, since February, I've been very average. There is no need to hide. I know what I need to work. I am a young player, but it's no excuse. I'm going to give everything to get back to my good level. When a player is taking responsibility at the young age that this guy is, and he's being self-critical and he's saying that I am willing to learn, that is one of the best traits a footballer can have. So thankfully he's under contract at Arsenal Football Club, and hopefully Arsenal can look at this, they look at his potential and make him an even longer term Arsenal player. According to UK reporter Graham Bailey, Arsenal's wish list for the strikers for summer 2022 includes Alexander Isak, Jonathan David, Lautaro Martinez, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Darwin Núñez and Ollie Watkins. And what I will say is, looking at the striker list there isn't really any standout options. There's some good potential there. I mean, there's some good players there, apart from maybe Erling Haaland. There really isn't a standout striking option in the market that Arsenal can go and sign, and it kind of makes me understand why Arsenal was so intent on signing Dusan Vlahovic, a striker who, even though he's still so young and has so much potential, he is already an elite goal scorer and fits what Mikel Arteta was looking for. But my question to you is, out of Isak, David, Martinez, Calvert-Lewin, Núñez and Watkins, can they take Arsenal to the next level? Do you think these strikers are the quality required to make us a team competing for the Premier League title? According to Tutto Sport in Italy, Arsenal and Tottenham are battling out for Torino's Ivorian right back Wilfried Singo. The Ivorian, of course, is 21 years of age. He's a right back that plays in the Serie A for Torino, and he has excelled this year, getting goals, getting assists. As Fabrizio Romano has also confirmed, Arsenal have been looking at this player. Now, as Arsenal have shown in the past with the signing of Takehiro Tomiyasu, we do like signing players out of Serie A, and it's definitely a league that Arsenal are looking at. And of course, with Tomiyasu being a right back, likewise Singo, I think if Arsenal were to sign this type of profile, it gives Arsenal a bit of variation on the right hand side. Because of course Tomiyasu is more of an inverted right back, and as things stands he has become a little bit injury prone. But I think Mikel Arteta wants to add a more attack minded right back, and looking at the type of profile that Wilfried Singo is, he does fit what Mikel Arteta is looking for. But having seen the news that Chelsea can't sign players back, I actually have my eyes on Southampton's Tino Livramento. He's a player that's 19 years old and of course was sold by Chelsea in the summer, but Chelsea did have a £25 million buyback option. But with them basically now under a transfer embargo, they can't sign players back, they can't activate the buyback clause, and for Arsenal it might just be a cheeky little opportunity. But if it came down to you, what right back do you think Arsenal should be looking to target in the upcoming transfer window? According to reports in Spain, Arsenal are one of the clubs that have inquired about Villarreal star Yeremy Pino. He has a €80 million release clause in his contract. Playing for Unai Emery's Villarreal in Spain, Yeremy Pino is a player that I actually like quite a lot, and if I was given the opportunity, of course I'd sign him. But forget about me liking this player. Is he a player that Arsenal need to sign, especially for the reported price tag of €80 million? We have Bukayo Saka, we have Smith Rowe, we have Martinelli, we have Nicolas Pepe. If Arsenal are going to sign a brand new winger, it won't be costing with €80 million, unless of course it is a player like Serge Gnabry. So yes, while I like the player that Yeremy Pino might become, he is not a player that I think Arsenal should be looking to prioritise in terms of signing. Moving on to the other Arsenal news today, and starting off, let's throw it back to ex-Arsenal goalkeeper and current Aston Villa goalkeeper, the Argentine international and Copa America winner, we're talking Emi Martinez. Because he has been speaking on Ramsdale and said, the fact that I know what he he's been through. He's played in League 1 and League 2, the Championship. He's been relegated in the Premier League, so he's been through a lot. And now he's actually winning every game, fighting for the Champions League. He deserves it. You know what, this is actually very class from Emi Martinez. Let's not forget that when he left Arsenal back in the summer of 2020, a lot of Arsenal fans kind of turned him in after that, and even going to the game at the Emirates where Arsenal beat Aston Villa 3-1, a lot of Arsenal fans were actually booing Martinez. I myself didn't want to get involved, but at the same time there was some sense of animosity. Despite of that, Martinez has now come out of praise for a player that has, essentially speaking, replaced Martinez as Arsenal's goalkeeper. Make no mistake, Martinez was really hurt when he left Arsenal. He never wanted to leave the club, he wanted to be our number one, but he wasn't quite assured, especially with the return of Bernd Leno. To then see a goalkeeper like Aaron Ramsdale come into the club and essentially displace Bernd Leno in the space of a couple of weeks, even though things have worked out for him in Villa, Emi must think to himself of what if I had stayed at Arsenal Football Club. But alas, that was not to be. Martinez is now playing for Aston Villa. We have Aaron Ramsdale as our number one, and as an Arsenal fan, I couldn't be much happier. So you know what, shout out to Emi Martinez, best of luck at Aston Villa, apart from when you play Arsenal. We now have Aaron Ramsdale, and he is a goalkeeper that I, as a fan, I'm really happy to have at my football club. Odegaard, speaking in Arsenal signings last summer, says, I think they had a clear plan of what they wanted to do and what kind of players and profiles they wanted to bring in. And I think that everyone they have brought in has done a great job, helped the team and improved the team a lot. So credit to them. Looking back at those 6 players that Arsenal signed in that summer transfer window, and Arsenal being the highest spenders out of any team in Europe, a lot of people were quick to criticise us and quick to criticise our signings. Watching these players come in, watching these players thrive and improve us as a team, we have gone from a team fighting in mid-table in 8th place to a team now in pole position for the Champions League in 4th. The improvements have been so clear, so a shout out to the Arsenal scouting team, a shout out to McCarthy, Edu Gaspar, the whole Arsenal transfer team. Now that you guys have seen these guys play for Arsenal, strive for Arsenal and improve us massively as a team, what would you now rate the Arsenal 2021 summer transfer window? But that is the video there and there, so I hope you guys have enjoyed as always, and if you have, make sure to go down there and smash a like on the video, and also do subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you want to follow your boy on them social medias, then the links will be down below in the description. But that was all of the latest Arsenal news today, so I hope you guys have been informed as always, and it's been a massive day for football, especially for Chelsea Football Club, and as an Arsenal fan, I can't help but just smile a little bit. Anyways guys, I'll see you next time, take care, and in a bit.